It's just about thinking outside of the box, thinking bigger than you ever have before, going left when people are going right. And so I want to empower you to really journal out, brainstorm some ways to create the engagement that you truly want, because it is up to you. And once you open this idea up, once you open the portal of this, people are going to start to come through it. Opportunities are going to start to flow to you, and be ready to take them. Welcome, Badass Manifester. I am so glad you are here. I'm your host and head coach, Ashley Gordon, master mindset and manifestation biz expert, founder of the Quantum Coaching Certification, and multiple six-figure entrepreneur obsessed with empowering you to create quantum leaps in your energy, your life, and your business. This is the show to help you make magic your everyday normal, where the ripple effect is real and the guest experts are world class. My mission is to power your conscious and subconscious mind with manifestation teachings, business tools, and coaching techniques to put your potential into action. Consider this your weekly up level. Are you ready for quantum transformation? Let's do this. What's up, Badass Manifestors? I'm so excited for our episode today. We're going to talk about some strategies to take us outside the box. Remember that commercial that was like that I drop commercial, and he's like, stay in the lines. The lines are your friends. Well, I'm here to say the lines are not your friends. And if I've learned anything in this online industry, it is that when everyone goes left, you go right. When everyone goes right, you take a left. And what that means is just thinking outside of the box and not following what everybody else is doing. And I know it can feel scary, and I know it can feel weird, and I know it can feel counterintuitive. And I'm here to shed some light today on how you can create the impact that you desire. And maybe it doesn't have to include posting on Instagram. We're going to jam out about that. And just thinking outside the box for ways for you to get out there more. And before we get into the juiciness of today's episode, I want to invite you to a free training. So my online business manager, her name's Courtney. She has absolutely changed my business from the inside out. She has implemented systems in my business, 7-figure systems, so that I can scale, so that I could do what I do on a larger level to reach more people, to make more money. And so thinking outside the box is also very much about bringing in intentional strategy that's going to free up your time, right? Because if you're always working in your business, you can't work on your business. And if you're not working on your business, you're not working on the vision, and you don't know where you're going. And so putting systems in place is going to really, really help you focus on the vision and doing the things that you love in your business. Like I don't know if you love to write emails, or I don't know if you love to create Instagram posts, but implementing systems to put in place for you and one day your team, if you don't already have a team, will help you so much. So like, when you are a newer entrepreneur and coach, you spend every day running, jumping, and diving into crazy busyness, right? There's so much to do day to day for tasks in your business. And I don't know about you, but my to-do list used to be a freaking mess, and I had no clue where to start. I didn't know what to focus on. I didn't know, I just didn't know how to move the needle forward. And then I went from trying to figure it out, kind of clueless, to booked out with coaching clients. And when I got booked out with coaching clients, I could barely keep my head above water because every single day I was coaching people all day long, and I couldn't work on the back end of my business, and I couldn't put in the time to work on the business. And so what I ended up doing was I ended up putting off my bookkeeping. I ended up not batching out content, so I was falling very behind on social media. I didn't hire a VA because I didn't have time to train that person. I was working till crazy hours trying to do all the things, and I was getting really burnt out, and I wasn't seeing my husband enough. So, you kind of end up right back where you started before you were booked out, which is just like unorganized, stressed out, feeling like you're going to rip your hair out. And it's a cycle. And so something has to break the cycle. And, you might not be committing to investing the time to streamline your business. And that might be exactly what you need. Like if you were to find the balance between being booked out and being stress-free, right? And knowing that things on the back end are being taken care of, that your organization is there. You could go out with friends and get your client work done. You could, you can have steady client calls coming in, all while having a pulse on your business without feeling overworked. And I was so backed into a corner that I was like, screw this. I'm ready to invest in systems. And that's what I did. And I'm really excited to share this amazing workshop. It's called 5 Systems That You Need to Scale Your Coaching Business with my online business manager, Courtney. She is amazing, you guys. I cannot wait for you to get in her vibe. She is zero fluff. She's going to be bringing the goods, and it's going down on August 4th. So make sure that you sign up. The link is in my IG bio at thequantum.coach to register, or in the show notes to register. Please register. You will get a gift that will blow your damn mind when you register, that she'll be giving at the end of the workshop. So you got to be registered to get the gift because it's going to be emailed. I'm so excited about this, really, really. And I feel like this fits into our episode today because it's really about thinking outside of the box. Most people are running their businesses unorganized, believe it or not. And what's going to separate you is taking that time to organize your content, organize your back end, create systems and processes for everything to flow so you know what's happening in your business, so you're not confused, so you're not floundering. And I do find that a lot of clients are putting their heart and soul into Instagram posts, and then they're floundering to get clients because a lot of us have the belief that if you're just posting on Instagram, you have a business. And that might be a little jarring to some of you who think you have a business because you're posting on Instagram, but you might not even be making offers. It's not about sitting back and waiting for people to come to you. It's about making it happen. And I just share a quick story. When I started my business, some of you know this, I was a yoga teacher and I transitioned into coaching. And so I did have a community of people from my yoga studio that hired me to work with them as their coach because I already had that know, like, and trust factor. So here are 3 things that you need to know. For people to hire you, they have to know you, they have to like you, and they have to trust you. How do you build know, like, and trust? You build know, like, and trust by obviously being consistent, sharing your heart, putting yourself out there. But it takes longer when you do it online. It takes longer for people to know you, like you, and trust you from seeing a bubble of your face or a blurb or a picture of you on Instagram. They don't really know you. You could be anybody. So really building that know, like, and trust, for me, what's worked really well is just building that rapport in person. I would host workshops with a dear friend of mine, shout out Mandy. We would do them at her day spa, which was below my office at the time. I rented this little tiny space. It was $500 a month. I shared it with someone. Very scary investment at the time. I was brand spanking new and still working on my relationship with money at that point. And her and I would host monthly workshops. And we would get 10, 15, 20, 25 people in these workshops. And they were fire. They were so good. And they were $20, $25. And after every single workshop, I would say, I'm giving away a free 30-minute moment of clarity coaching session. If you would like to take me up on this offer, you have to book it tonight. So I would have people book their discovery calls at that workshop. And I did that for a couple reasons. I did it because they were in my energy for over an hour. They were watching me facilitate. They know what I'm about. They feel my energy. They like me there. They trust me there, right? Or like they could figure out in that short of a time whether or not they wanted to have a 30-minute session with me, simply because we were in person. And so I want to help you open this door of maybe your comfort zone, or maybe just stretching past what you've thought you had to do to make money and make an impact. And now that COVID is over and life is kind of getting back to normal, you can be in person with people. You can host workshops. You can find coffee shops to give a talk. You can go to yoga studios and offer them a workshop that you could do. So many of my clients are starting to step into this. And in my mastermind, Your Quantum Leap Year, we had a whole session on just brainstorming out of the box ways to get them in front of more people, because you're all amazing. You all have incredible gifts to offer the world. And the fastest way to do that is to get in front of people, not just online. There is a whole wide world that's bigger than the four corners of your phone or the four corners of your computer screen. And there's people that are in your local community right now that are waiting for you. So I want you to think outside the box with me right now. If you go to a gym, if you go to a yoga studio, if you go to a coffee shop, if you're a frequenter at certain places where you have community, where you know a few people, where people already like you and trust you in those spaces, those are the places where you can host things, host workshops. Like if you go to the same hair place every, few months or whatever, and you have a relationship with the owner of the salon, you could do a workshop there. You could host a little party there for people that want to come out and get to know you, a little talk there. You can do things that in different places that you have forgotten about. I know that a couple of my clients are doing things at gyms, coffee shops, yoga studios, crystal shops. Think outside the box. Where do you frequent? Who do you know? And how can you leverage those connections? Because guess what? The worst thing that people can say is no. I remember bringing the idea to Mandy, my friend, and I was like, hey, I would love to do workshops. She's like, oh my God, I would love to do them too. I'm like, do you want to do it together? Who can you partner with? Right? So she has a little day spa, and there's a community built in. So if you find a place where you can share your message or share your workshop, if you can find that, then they can also promote it too. So here's step 2 of thinking outside the box. Who can you partner with that will help you promote what you want to share, right? So yes, you're going to promote it on your social media, and maybe they have an email list that they can promote it to as well. So one of my clients did this, and she's like, oh my gosh, this studio has an email list of 4,000 people. That's amazing. Beautiful. Even if 10 people come, those 10 people, and they never buy anything from you, but then they follow you on social media, they already know you, like you, and trust you. So they're going to listen to what you have to say. You're gonna infiltrate their news feed, and they're going to see when you launch something. And guess what? They're gonna be more primed to buy because you already have that rapport with them that took an instant versus however many times someone has to see something on social media, right? So the decision making becomes faster. Another thing that I did to leverage my impact was I used to use the beach. I used to create workshops and series on the beach. I would do 6-week series. It was called Flow, Manifest and Flow, and we would do some manifestation stuff, inner stuff, and then we would do some yoga and energy healing. And so using all of your gifts, and the beach is a free spot. So, even if you charge $10 a person or $100 for 6 weeks or something really low, where people are showing up for themselves, but they're also getting to experience your energy. It's not necessarily always about how to make the most money in the beginning. It's about how can I get in front of the most people and share my gifts with them? Because if I share with them, maybe they're going to share my podcast with one person. Maybe they're going to share an episode that resonated with them with someone else. Maybe they're going to be talking to their hairdresser and being like, oh my gosh, you have to listen to this. Or I'm going to this thing called Manifest and Flow on the beach. Do you want to come with me? And then that person comes and oh my God, she's like, can you have a workshop at my salon? And then I'm getting in front of more people. And so the manifestation piece comes in where it's like, I'm always manifesting getting in front of people. In the beginning of my business, I was, really just setting my energy to like, thank you for getting me in front of as many people as possible to share my message. Thank you for getting me in front of as many people as possible to share my gifts. Thank you for getting me in front of as many people as possible that need to hear this. And I really believe that's why this podcast has blown up. I really believe that's why, I attracted a client who was very high up in doTERRA who had gifted, all of her leaders sessions with me. And then they, rippled out from there. And I did workshops for big teams for network marketing because I asked to get in front of more people. I always trusted that I didn't have to know how it was going to happen. However, what I'm sharing with you today is some of the how, right? It is okay, go to your yoga studios, go to here, go to there. And if you don't, right now, if you're listening to this and you don't go to a gym or you don't go to a yoga studio and you're like, I don't have a community, I don't know where to go, blah, blah, blah. Here's my tip to you is to start getting involved. Go join a yoga studio. Go be with a community. Go join a gym and meet people. Let your intention to be just to meet people and for them to meet you because you literally never know who could be your client. For example, I was teaching beach yoga and I would teach every weekend in the mornings on the beach because this was after I let real estate go. I quit real estate and I was just teaching yoga full time. So I was just trying to make money as a yoga teacher, honestly, and just, practice yoga, teach yoga. I loved it. And so I'm teaching on the beach, $10 a class. And I remember this girl coming up and she's like, oh, beach yoga, this is so cool. And we started talking and she started coming to my classes every single week coming to classes. Summer ended. I had her email. She had mine just from, previous beach yoga. It's because I had to let people know if it was going to rain and all that stuff. And she emailed me about beach yoga in the spring. And I emailed her back and on my email signature was my website. And guess what? She ended up booking a discovery call with me. She ended up becoming a client. And her life has transformed in amazing ways. And now she's one of my dear friends. And she actually works in real estate with my husband. Shout out JoJo. So it's just interesting how, when you set your intention for what you want to create and you focus on it and you feel it and you trust it instead of the lack of it. Because so many times we're pouring our heart and soul out into our Instagram posts and then we're not getting the return that we wish we got. We're not getting clients. And for example, right now, my mom, she's a new coach and she is starting to get used to the idea of being more vulnerable and sharing more of herself in her posts and on her Facebook group and all that. And she just posts a lot of inspirational quotes and she's like, I don't know why I'm not getting clients. I'm like, Mom, we got to get you out there, girl. Go out, go to meetings, go meet people. And that's what she started doing. And now she's handing out her cards and, she's networking. And when you are networking and you're utilizing your community and you're putting yourself out there, it's going to come back. It's all going to compound. It's all going to happen for you. But you have to stay in the energy that it's going to happen. You can't go to a few events and be like, oh, nothing's working for me. I just don't understand why. This sucks. And then focus on the lack of it. You have to continue to show up in that consistency. Just like you're posting on Instagram consistently, if you are, you have to show up to these other things the same way of doing it and doing it and doing it. This is not like you do it a little bit and then you're not seeing the results, so you stop or you're discouraged. This is like you do it and you do it and you do it and you're like, it's all happening. It's a very different energy. And I always led with that energy. I always came with the energy of like, it's all happening. I am getting in front of people. Every single time I would meet one new person, I would get so excited. I'd be like, okay, I talked to this one new person today. They're now following me on Instagram. They're going to get in this energy. They're going to start to learn more about me. I would meet people in airports and talk to them. I booked a client once. This girl, I gave her my card in the airport. She was with her mom. She was in college. She was dealing with different things. And at the time, I was doing straight up life coaching, manifestation coaching. And she was like, my daughter needs you. Like, this would be awesome. Didn't hear from them for months. And then I heard from them. Boom, she hired me. So you just never know who needs to work with you and who needs to hear what you have to say, and it's all happening. So what are some ways? I want you to brainstorm. I want you to, later today, tonight, whatever, take out your journal and brainstorm who you know, what business owners you know, what people you know that have spaces and places where you could post up, where you could lead a workshop, where you could share your gift, where you could do a talk. It's going to push you outside of your comfort zone. This is going to force you to create something if you don't already have it created. This is going to, maybe bring up some of your inner critic that is going to tell you that you're not good enough or not worthy enough. Who are you to do this? Or like, if you're afraid of success and you're like, I haven't been putting myself out there, because what if it actually all does happen? What if it all does actually happen and come to fruition? Yeah, duh. That's why we're here. We got to get over those beliefs by just doing it. I was terrified the first time I gave my first talk. It was at my yoga studio, and it was all about manifestation. And I remember my teacher said to me, you have to change the word vibration because people aren't going to know what that is. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm scared. I don't know. I was just like in doubt, and it went amazing. It went so well, and there was 30 people that showed up, but they were my community. And then after that, I said, if you'd like to book a 30-minute session with me, would love to talk with you. And I just met with people in those 30-minute sessions. I had a hard time saying what I was charging at that point because I was so new. And, that got worked out, obviously. But like just sitting with people for 30 minutes and listening and holding space, it was just good practice, So what are you going to do to put yourself out there? How are you going to build that know, like, and trust factor in person? And yeah, keep doing what you're doing online, but just know that there's more. There's more ways than just posting. There's more ways to put yourself out there. Put yourself out there. If you don't have business cards, order yourself some business cards. In the beginning, they were my best friends. I gave those business cards out to every single person that I could, because guess what? People that aren't online, that aren't following you, that aren't in this like world of coaches that we know about, they don't know that this world exists, and it would benefit them to know. It would benefit them to know that you are someone who could help them in any capacity. And even if you're not a coach, this could apply to you. It's just about thinking outside of the box, thinking bigger than you ever have before, going left when people are going right. And so I want to empower you to really journal out, brainstorm some ways to create the engagement that you truly want, because it is up to you, and meditate on it. Like, put out your just divine energy to get these inspired ideas. And once you open this idea up, once you open the portal of this, people are going to start to come through it. Opportunities are going to start to flow to you, and be ready to take them, right? Be ready for them. So that's what I got today, guys. I hope you loved it. I feel so passionate about this because this is literally how I started my business. I did not even know that the online space existed. Literally, I thought it was just going to be coaching in person for the rest of my life. Like, I just didn't even know. I didn't know what I didn't know. So maybe this concept is brand new to you and you didn't even think of any of this stuff. So, like, think about it. Ponder on it. Let's think outside the box of what is possible to bring all the clients to you, all the impact that you desire to create on this planet. It's all possible. And just consistency is key. Always, always, always be consistent in your energy and your actions. It's not just about the actions and it's not just about the energy. It is both together. All right, my friends, sign up for the workshop. You're going to love it. It's going to help you so much. The link is in the show notes, and I will see you very, very soon. Mwah. Woo! We did some work today. Thank you so much for listening. You know I love my BAM fam. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who you know would love it too, because we live for the ripple effect over here. And how can you best support the show? Make sure you're subscribed, hit the 5 stars, and leave a review on iTunes, and let me know how the podcast has impacted you. I love being part of your real-time journey, so screenshot the episode and tag me and my guests on Instagram at Manifest with Ash. Now say it with me. I am my own power source. I am the master of my own energy, and I deserve everything that I desire. We don't just talk about it over here, we be about it. Now go get 'em.